Have you ever wondered how lifestyle mogul Martha Stewart and rapper Snoop Dogg became such an iconic duo? Like both of their careers, it took time and some elbow grease for their union to blossom. Keep watching for a timeline of this truly one-of-a-kind friendship. This dynamic duo first united on daytime TV over a creamy bowl of mashed potatoes. The businesswoman first invited Snoop onto an episode of The Martha Stewart Show back in 2008. In true cooking show fashion, the two of them went through the motions of making one of Stewart's signature recipes. He flavored in a few vocabulary words that she'd yet to learn, and she kept them both on task while playing the straight man to Snoop's sly humor.
Her dress is too low though, gotta pull it up just a little bit. There it is.
Okay.
Her shoulder.
Yeah, that should come down a little bit.
Looking back, it still isn't immediately clear why the duo's chemistry worked, but the seeds were nevertheless sown for a shrewd businesswoman who is no stranger to the camera. As Stewart put it when the two of them appeared on the Today Show in 2019, "What a weird couple we were." Snoop explained that the lifestyle tycoon's choice to bring on rappers broke ground with new faces on daytime TV.
Martha kind of pioneered this as far as like letting rappers become a part of daytime television because we were not actually accepted.
Stewart joked that members of the hip-hop community were too odd to be an obvious choice. Nevertheless, her brand of being the welcoming domestic denizen turned out to be more than just an on-screen act, which would eventually become clear to the rest of the world. In 2009, Snoop returned to the Martha Stewart Show kitchen to see if he could once again butter up the host. Producers brilliantly capitalized on his famous personal interests by featuring a stoner's favorite dessert, brownies. The beauty of this segment lies in Stewart holding her own with the quips as she provides instructions for making the chocolate dessert. She and Snoop both held their own while staying on brand. She provided the straight man retorts to his irreverent humor, thus creating unexpected banter and true TV magic. During this appearance, Snoop couldn't help but make several allusions to the disproportionate size of the ounces of the chocolate that Stewart measured out. Perhaps they weren't the ounces that he's used to seeing. In a perfect setup, Stewart asked Snoop to set the oven to 350 degrees for the baked goods. In response, he quipped, "Why not bake them at 420 degrees?" The audience, of course, broke out in laughter, while Stewart remained in character the whole time. Snoop started to confirm that his relationship with Stewart might be more than just some TV banter as he started making frequent shoutouts to his fellow icon. As far back as 2010, he made references to their budding friendship by seeking Stewart's advice. For example, in November of that year, he called on her help by tweeting, "Hi sunshine, need some goodies for Prince William's bachelor party. You get the snacks." Stewart never responded publicly, but the jest still managed to be endearing. It's no surprise that Snoop would turn to her for party tips. After all, she doesn't just host like the rest of us. She once told Harper's Bazaar that dinner guests at her home might enjoy homemade fettuccine with porcini mushrooms, soft-shell crabs, spinach from the garden, and lemon tarts. She might even prepare hundreds of lobsters. In May 2013, Snoop tweeted a screenshot with some cartoon additions from their brownie baking days to show more of the duo's friendly vibes. Then in November 2014, he cited Stewart as the inspiration behind a limited edition candle he sold with his family. It appeared that her lifestyle brand had started to rub off on him. Stewart eventually got into the game with her own public shoutouts to her new friend. In 2014, she hosted an Ask Me Anything session on Reddit in which fans could inquire about cooking tips, crafting, and organizing ideas, entertaining tricks, and healthy living. There were some priceless moments as she answered personal trivia about her larger-than-life habits. When she was asked, for example, who would win a bake-off between her and Gordon Ramsay, she replied, "I could probably bake better than Gordon Ramsay, and I don't know if I can cook better than he cooks." Clearly, Martha Stewart isn't shy about giving it to us straight. One user asked what it's like to be friends with Snoop Dogg, which prompted a plain and simple, "I wish I were closer friends with Snoop Dogg." When asked whether she or Snoop makes better cookies, she admitted that she'd never tasted his cookie recipes. The icing on the cake of the whole AMA was that she requested the rapper join her halfway through by writing, "Where's Snoop? I have brownies for you." In March 2015, Snoop and Stewart were together again for the Comedy Central roast of Justin Bieber. The random smattering of celebrities, which also included Ludacris, Shaquille O'Neal, and Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy, certainly made for some brutal jokes. Stewart was willing to dredge up her own past as she gave Bieber some prison tips that he would inevitably need one day. She later appeared on an episode of Late Night with Seth Meyers, during which she caused a bit of a stir by claiming that she received a contact high while sitting next to Snoop during the 4-hour taping. As she explained, "I got high just sitting there. Snoop had all those, you don't call them joints, you call them something else. Big fat ones. We had to sit on the stage for 4 hours. It took 4 hours to film the roast, and the secondary smoke is just as powerful as regular smoke."
It was pretty strong stuff.
By the time Stewart got up to the podium, she found herself totally high. Even though she might not typically partake herself, it sounds like she doesn't judge those who do, which probably played a big part in her friendship with Snoop. Stewart and Snoop continued to become close, even appearing together on an episode of the ABC game show $100,000 Pyramid in 2016. In a practice round that was posted online, she gave him clues in a category about household items. She was her typical cool as a cucumber self while giving her prompts. Snoop appeared to be taking his assigned task very seriously as he answered the questions efficiently.
Well, it was once the Turkish Empire.
Oh, the Ottoman.
They managed to go a perfect 7 for 7 in the round. Who would have guessed that Snoop Dogg knew what a pillow sham is, or that he could pull the word credenza out of his head? We might say it gives us a better idea of what his house probably looks like. Ultimately, this appearance makes it indisputably clear that these two are seriously adorable and should absolutely compete together on more game shows. After once again demonstrating their on-screen chemistry, Stewart and Snoop made their union official later in 2016 as they joined forces for the VH1 variety cooking series Martha and Snoop's Potluck Dinner Party. The innuendo-filled show brought the two together in their own tricked-out kitchen for friendly competitions with other celebrities by their sides. The premise combined celebrity guests, funny conversations, wacky games, and actual recipes. The set was designed to contain split personalities, with 2 kitchen setups to mirror the personalities of the hosts. Stewart's white kitchen is gleaming compared to Snoop's flashy purple and glitter elements. Even the tools are tricked out with 24-karat gold measuring cups, salt shakers, and plenty of bling. The kitchens are complete with fresh herbs ready for cooking, and herbs of a different sort as well. It's the perfect setting for the two friends to show off their diverse strengths. The show premiered on November 7, 2016, and has thus far run for 3 seasons. Despite being close enough to Snoop Dogg to co-host a show with him, Stewart is adamant that she doesn't smoke or ingest marijuana herself, but she has experienced the healing properties of cannabis, compliments of Snoop. When she almost broke her toe when a large rock fell on it at her home in New York, Snoop ran out to his car and delivered her a CBD-infused ointment. She claims that the toe healed within 2 days. In an over-the-top promotion for the second season of Potluck Dinner Party, Stewart and Snoop gave the people what they wanted with a steamy rendezvous in the kitchen. The teaser consisted of a spoof of the famous pottery scene from the 1990 movie Ghost. In the original, Demi Moore sits at a pottery wheel when a vintage jukebox turns on the Righteous Brothers song Unchained Melody. Then her boyfriend, played by Patrick Swayze, helps her remold the clay after he ruins her first attempt. The scene is iconic thanks to the interlaced hands, the wet clay, and the passion that causes the lovers to forget about the clay. Stewart and Snoop put their own twist on the moment by switching out the clay for chocolate cake. Unchained Melody plays as Snoop assists with his co-host while she ices the spinning cake. Each takes turns giving a wink to the camera as the cake is destroyed with their icing-caked fingers. It's a bit gross, but nevertheless, right on the nose. Snoop eventually followed in his good buddy's footsteps by publishing his own cookbook with some on-brand recipes. In 2018, he dropped From Crook to Cook, platinum recipes from the boss Dogg's kitchen. It features recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as some ideas for entertaining. The book even opens with a photo of Snoop with Stewart. She also wrote a foreword promoting his ability in the kitchen that also mentions their close friendship over the years. As she wrote, Snoop and I have a special bond that dates back to when he first appeared on the Martha Stewart Show in 2008. Our relationship was born from our connection to food as we whipped up some cognac mashed potatoes and green brownies. She also mentioned how a transition into a cooking collaboration felt inevitable, as she added, "Not only has he taught me new lingo and cultural references, he surprised me with his unique cooking techniques and recipes. I can't wait for him to share them with the world in this fun, one-of-a-kind cookbook." In 2019, Stewart and Snoop returned after a bit of a hiatus to host an updated version of their cooking show. Season 3 was dubbed Martha and Snoop's Potluck Party Challenge, which included a competitive twist on the first 2 seasons. Celebrities joined the hosts and chose sides in themed cooking challenges. They were then joined by judges who sat down with the participants to critique their meals. To promote the party challenge, Stewart and Snoop recreated one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. In a moment straight out of 1997's epic romantic disaster film Titanic, the promo featured Stewart holding her co-host at the edge of the counter as Snoop spread his arms in the wind. Whoever thought that one day Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg would be the successors to Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet?
I'm frying. Martha, I'm frying.
The entire scene comes complete with Celine Dion's iconic ballad, My Heart Will Go On, while Snoop successfully sizzles 2 baskets of fries. We imagine this won't be the last time these 2 great friends get together to collaborate. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.